Last time on Repairing History Together.
Being black isn't what I'm trying to be, it's what I am. I'm running the same race and jumping the same hurdles you are, so why are you tripping me up? You said we need to stick together, but you don't even know what that means. If you ask me, you're the real sellout.
It's time to take a stand and repair our history. Thomas Sowell has shown us the way. It's time to start winning reality. We've been divided for far too long. It's time to come together and be strong. We can learn from our mistakes and make a brighter future for everyone. We have the power to make a change. All it takes is courage and faith. So let's stand up for what's right and make history together.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings, winners, and welcome to Repairing History Together. I'm Winning Reality. This is Gary Lamb.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Garrett Lamb, and I really enjoyed that intro. I love that episode. Oh, my God. I loved that episode. It was such a good episode. Thank you for that. I truly appreciate it. I really do.
Absolutely.
It's rare that I actually comment and, say something that I rarely do that, but, What up, Tom? Talking Trash and Truth. Cool Gamer T-Rex. What's up?
All of our VIPs in the front row here tonight. And yeah, I know there's a certain somebody making a speech right now or sometime soon, but who the hell cares with that bumbling? We should watch. You want to watch it just for the shits and giggles? We can watch it with the crowd. Just to make fun of him and all the stupid things he says. That'll take up the time in the show, but we can do that. I didn't realize that the presidential national address was going on tonight.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's how much I pay attention to the establishment because they they're full of shit.
That's all you really can say.
Right. I mean, I'm more interested in trying to do the good work and not listening to the mind control. But some people like mind control. It's fun for them.
Well, I mean, it's an intellectual conversation, right? So people want to see it, and I get it. I mean, I just don't care enough to care. Like after finding out exactly what we're dealing with, it's when it comes down to it, it's like I really don't. What's up, Jip V? It's like I really don't.
Jip V, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the front row.
At the beginning, what's going on? I can't believe I caught you live.
Well, we can't help. We can't help warm things up, but that's for sure. Let me see. All right, let me get the screen share up here because. Oh, by the way, yeah, I know I got kind of a what the hell? I got kind of a different schedule this week. Unveiling Reality. I took a week off to get ready for the new series. I'm getting ready to launch Open Conspiracies. I'm going back and forth on the name, but that's what we're gonna call it. And so these are real life conspiracies that are easily seen. That but again, and this is gonna be a big theme tonight, and big theme for a while, I guess. The establishment will always pivot to the narrative, and the conspiracy grifters will pivot to theirs. So when these things come out, we need to get through the gaming of the information and get right to the root and look at it. And that's what we're going to start doing. So all these agendas, these global agendas that are directed at us that subvert our constitutional rights in a lot of cases, and basically wanted to institute something called full spectrum dominance, which is where I think we're going to end up with this series. We're going to cut through them all of them, from past to present to future, right? We're going to look at all of these, and that's an important step onto where we're going on that shows. But enough of that, because tonight we're going to talk about another agenda that's been out there and how it's been used divisively, and we're gonna draw some comparisons on that. Before we get started on that, let's do some current events here real quick. Let me share my screen. Oh yeah, by the way, Gary, I need your help with something. I need your help with
What?
something.
What's
Can
that?
you please tell me what has happened to this man's chin?
All
right,
I don't know.
This is over time. This is the president of the United States, someone that represents all of us, and it's just a proud moment right here, where you can see from con artist to grifter to grabby over here, and now evidently, well, he's trying to grow some balls, but I think he's growing them on the wrong place. I don't know. They're kind of
Yeah, I
small.
think so.
Now, I got some theories going, but what do you see in here when you take a look at this atrocity?
I see a man saying, "I don't know." Is what I see, and some balls.
That
That's what you want, right?
I'm thinking he finally grabbed the wrong kid, and it just punched up and dented in that chin right there. See, that looks like a knuckle to me.
Yeah.
Right. Boom. It's like that, or maybe he fell down and went boom again. He's been falling a lot lately.
Right.
Maybe it just dented in his fake chin. I don't know. It looks like he's got some work done here. I don't know if that's a family chin or not, but it doesn't look quite right. It looks a little bit worked on. And if you notice, this scar right here is moving further this way, as his ears attached to his face. I don't know what's going on. This is gross. It's an atrocity.
I think this might be Photoshop, man.
Nope, it's not Photoshop.
Are you sure?
I 100% no.
It's a bad picture of him.
Nope, it's 100%. It's from a video. I saw the video. I saw the live video. This is exactly what his chin looks like. I'm not messing with you. I double checked it. Of course, I got to double check. No, this is not Photoshop. This is if someone came up with this as a Photoshop, they're really, they got some creativity going. Well, let's make his chin look in it in. I don't think that yeah. So anyways, this is just, never been prouder to be an American right now. And for everybody who voted for him, there you go. I hope you're proud. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, right. I see a lot of good comments coming in the chat. Yeah, it does look like Peter Griffin now. Only Peter Griffin has bigger balls than he does, evidently. His face,
on his chin at least, right?
Yeah, I think it's a dent. I think he's got a dent in his chin. When I watch next week, he'll walk out and it'll be fixed. But he's standing there giving an interview, talking like this, and he's acting like it's nothing wrong. I was like, put your mask back on. Just put the mask back on. But you can see he's had like hundreds of thousands of dollars with a plastic surgery. His expression's completely gone. His ears are pinned to his side of his face. His lips. I don't know. I guess he doesn't grow hair in his face anymore. I don't know how he clean shaves like that. His nose is different. His eyes is definitely Botox face going on here, expressionless, dead eyes. That's probably from the drugs. It's an embarrassment, man. I can't believe this guy's our president. It really, really, really makes me sick. I cannot wait until the next election. I mean, even if it's somebody else, even if the establishment wins again, at least we don't have to look at this anymore. I don't know. Evidently, he's going to try to run again, though. So I hope he does. I really hope he runs. I hope he's definitely running. I hope nothing happens. I hope he gets to the primaries, because there's no. I mean, of course, I was wrong last time.
Yeah.
There's no way America would elect a child grabber or sniffer like this. No way. This is the one thing we all could come together on. Oh, I was wrong.
Apparently we can't. Apparently we can't.
Yeah, this was from the Benny Johnson show, which is where I got this picture from. I grabbed the screenshot from it. When he was showing this off, and so I saw the video, and he was like on an airplane, and he was like, he wasn't even saying anything. I can't imagine that the State of the Union is going to do anything. But I hope every person who voted for him watches it so they can see what a bad decision they made.
Yeah, Alex Alex is even coming up with the video that we just was editing. You were just showing me,
Uh-huh.
like how it's like 2 days after it wasn't even, happening, so it's like ugh,
Mm-hmm.
talking about
Yeah.
not wasting any time. They went straight, and I'm glad because I'm normally not the guy. What up, Ryan? To go into a something like that half blind. I'm just not that dude. But I did, came and talked to you about it real quick. Like, this kind of seemed weird. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, congrats on the 270 followers on Rumble, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. It's growing. It's growing.
Flying up there. You're flying on Rumble, man. You're
I
flying.
think that old school watch party Sundays is helping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing a lot of those over there just to avoid the YouTube mess. But we're definitely going to be there this Sunday. We're going Big Pharma this Sunday.
Ooh.
We're doing Big
I
Pharma.
made it to 6 months.
That's awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member, the top member of the winner's circle for 6 months, talking trashy truths. Oh man, thank you so much. And you guys can join too. It really helps channel. Like I said last Saturday or sometime. All the support that goes to the channel stays in the channel. Like I pay for my editing software, my StreamYards, my other AI tools that I use to make the videos, the cool videos that you see with starring my new cast of characters, like Gary Lamb, for instance. And you get great stuff like that.
Homie, don't play that.
Right? So that's
I
what
really
that's what
hate
guys
that
do.
one. That one sucks.
I know, but you love
I'm
this
good
one.
enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me.
They sure do. They sure do. Anyways, let's get this thing off the screen. Because we got bigger and better things to talk about than that clown. Now, the one thing that I would listen for in this national address or whatever it's called, whatever they're calling it now, it's probably gonna look very eerie. I'm surprised I don't have it on the back of a freaking goat. But it would be more interesting if he was just riding a goat the whole time when he was giving the presidential address. That's what it's called. Yeah, right. It's a drinking game now. Every time he mispronounces a word or fumbles or gets lost,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I can't. My tolerance is too low.
That's a dangerous proposition right there.
Yep. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only thing you watch it for is the gaffes, the clips, the memes. That's what it's all about. But I would listen to say what he's going to get us into, because obviously with 2 wars going on right now, and he's just itching to fulfill the neocon demands, since he is part of the establishment and that's their team, to get ourselves back into the bloody conflicts, right? But the part about the fog of war, let me go back to that real quick. I jumped that. I said right when it came out, don't pay attention to anything that's coming out about this conflict. Give it time. If they try to push something, that's what you should be questioning, whether it's real or not. If they're pushed that hospital like that. And I actually had made a video. I was just showing Gary about it before the show. I actually made a video about fog of war. I'm going to start trying to do more videos that are current events, but also reflect back to what we're doing on Unveiling Reality and this show and other shows on the channel, so that I can make a kind of proof of concept in a current events kind of format, right? So that you don't have to go listen to, somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about read off news to you for an hour. It's in slow motion. I can give it to you really fast and then show you why it's real, what it's not, how to look at it, and where it fits in the bigger picture. So I'm thinking about doing that, maybe in a format of like what the Quartering's doing, with like maybe 3 to 4 a day that kind of pop out. But I have to just see if my time's going to allow it. I may start with this one and then work my way up. But we'll see. I got goals. Like I said, it's always minor improvements every week on the show, on the channel, and on the show. So I'm always trying to work towards a better product for you guys. And that's why, when you join the winner circle memberships, you really get value for your money. It means something to me when you're part of it, especially a member that rejoins, and you get the free memberships that Shelly likes to hand out a lot, and others. But it really means a lot when you rejoin. If you're over there, and Gary, Gary isn't part of the rewatch crew, man, I hope you will consider coming and giving me a sub and checking out my stuff, because we're partners here, man. And same with my group too. If you haven't subscribed to Gary or been checking out his videos, subscribe to him. The man puts out short after short after short. You'll have so many shorts, you won't even have to go shopping next summer. All right.
Wow.
It's true. You'll have content all day long, and they're fun, and they're getting better, and better and better and better as this man learns more and more and more and more. Now he's got his hands in the AI bucket. He's doing all kinds of things. But we're going to start out this evening by taking a look at one of these shorts I'm talking about. Right? This one's awesome, and it actually set the tone for tonight's topic, which is reparations for all. But you got to listen to the video to get it. So here we go.
You could forget the idea of reparations after this clip.
In 1776, which is when Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations, as well as when the United States got started, he said that Western Europe is the only place in the world where there is no slavery. And even the Western Europeans had vast numbers of slaves in the Western Hemisphere. Yes. And so if you're going to have reparations for slavery, it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth back and forth, because the number of whites, for example, who were enslaved in North Africa by the Barbary pirates exceeded the number of Africans enslaved in the United States and in the American colonies before that put together. But nobody is going to North Africa to ask for reparations, because nobody is going to be fool enough to give it to them. Slavery has been a universal institution for thousands of years. And what we're looking at is if slavery is something that happened to one race of people in one country, when in fact the spread of it was around the world.
And to be honest, you really don't need it. Just continue to do good business and you'll be fine. See, that's the part that I wanted everybody to focus on. Okay, so earlier today we was discussing with Shelly, shout out to Shelly, that reparations is a mute talking point, although it stirs up so many emotions. Like you were saying earlier, right? The establishment does not let anything go to waste. That means anything. You know what I'm saying? They'll find a way to twist it into their favor. We're not going to allow this to happen. We're going to clean this up. You can count on us. You know what I mean? That goofy crap. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they use, it is simply for that purpose, to gain more control over your choices, over your decisions, trying to get you to make choices and decisions based upon what they want you to do, right? So I just think that is a big ass red herring to keep us fighting over dumb shit, because let's be honest, ain't nobody getting no damn reparations. First of all, if we really sit down and think about this, and this is what the show was all about this morning, who gets it first? Who gets it first? Do women get it first because they were not allowed to vote? Does Indian people get it first? Who's getting this first? Because everybody because you got to go down that whole line of slavery mentality, which is unfortunate. It will go all the way down to Egypt, even further than that. All right, because there will always somebody being enslaved, and women. I'm pretty sure at the time, oh, you have no power to do nothing. You're my girl, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sure it started there, right? And then we just progressed along as we did. My thing is, don't worry about trying to get reparations. Focus on being great at business, right? I mean, if you learned anything from Trump, incorporate yourself. Like, why pay a debt when you don't have to? Seriously, like, we already know that the debt thing, it's all monies that they charge. They make these ridiculous deals based on our workload, right? They make these ridiculous deals. They need you to work harder and harder and harder. So isn't it any wonder why public schools train you to work and not to incorporate, right? Because when you incorporate, the money goes into the country. It doesn't go out of the country. It goes into the country. So I think there's a better way to do it, like buy a property, get into business, become competitive in business, which is going to spark even more people to become more competitive, which means better business, more money, more a lot of stuff. What do you think, man? Am I way off here? Because I really don't see the point. And here's the thing, I've been in business for myself for better part of 10 years now. So I've seen both sides, right? The side where I don't have any control over my life and I have to do exactly what my boss say, and the very same freedom to tell myself to do it, right? And at first it was hard. It was hard for me to do it at first, right? Because I was used to people telling me what to do, and I had to figure it out by myself. It wasn't just do what I say or do what I show you. It was I had to learn what to do and then make myself do it, which is a lot harder than you think. But once you get the ball rolling, you'll never want to go back to a 9 to 5 ever, because you're worth more than a 9 to 5. I heard some of the daggone things they're telling you that they're paying today. I was like, that's ridiculous. $9 an hour to do that all day. That's I mean, talk about lowball. That's crazy. If I'm not making $23 to $25 an hour, I'm not making nothing. Right? Like, I gotta make at least $25 an hour. That's what I'm used to making. So for me to go to $9 an hour, that's insane. I'm like, I can't even pay my rent with that. So how I'm gonna do that? So
Right.
I don't think it's a problem with, just digging your heels into the sand and saying, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to become a business person, or at the very least, know that you're going to be an employee and be proactive with it. No, there's nothing wrong with working for someone. You can work for whomever you want. Just make sure you do it in the field that you enjoy. I have no problem with that. Just understand that particular environments, particular fields may warrant a lesser paycheck, or it might require a lot longer of being broke than you might want to. All that stuff. There's all kinds of give and takes in this world. But to sit there and say to white America, whatever the hell that means, winning, right? To say white America, because I'm looking at it like I'm an American who happens to be black. That does not mean I'm against black people. That don't mean that I'm for white people. I'm an American first. I have to be, because this is my native land. I gotta be American first, because
everybody should.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous not to be. If you're doing that, you're just playing into the hands of any foreign country that wants to take us over. I mean, you're playing it for the other team at that point. If you think of yourself as outside of the United States before you think of yourself as inside of it, right? And if you think of yourself as a color first, I believe that you're playing into the establishment's hands, because division is their goal, because they divide and rule. And now we've all heard that. How many people have actually thought about what that means, right? And that it can be happening to them. Oh, not me, right? Well, a lot of things happen to people they don't realize. But in terms of the whole reparation issue, that's exactly what it is. It's about dividing dividing people on a topic, a silly topic that ain't never going to happen. And then when it does happen, what does it cause? More division, right? More animosity, more turmoil between us. And that's why that's what we're pointing it out tonight. So I say everybody asks for reparations. That's why I put reparations for all. I want mine too.
So it's not even screw who comes first. You're talking reparations for all, right? You want everybody.
Let's all get it. Let's all get it.
Right.
Everybody can have them. Let's all get them.
So we already know that reparations is a full.
I mean, Thomas Sowell look, man. Thomas Sowell just set us straight. He just said, man, there was more white people that were white, quote unquote, white people that were enslaved in Africa than in the United States. So obviously, I'm due something.
Now listen, winning. You have to understand that kind of stuff really pisses a lot of black people off. There are people that really don't like Thomas Sowell. And I don't understand it. I sit there. When I did one of my shorts, I'm sitting here reading the comments, and he's like, that he sold his soul to the devil. I'm like, what? He sold his soul to the devil? Have you ever heard a Jay-Z lyric? But this man sold his soul over to the devil.
Here's what I'm going to say about this, right? It's because, and we talk about this on Unveiling Reality. I've said it many times. It's the stages of belief, right? It's the belief system, and the first thing that happens when you have a false belief system like that is you go into denial, right? You go into bias. You want bias confirmation. You don't get it. You start hitting your talking points. You start getting nasty with them because you're going into anger now. See, what we have to do is go ahead and get you through denial, get you through anger, and get you through the stages so you can start getting to acceptance of the information, the new information that's there, right? It's part of the process. So yes, there's going to be some people that are going to be mad at me for saying that, right? And I want them to be mad at me. Be mad at me because that way at least I know you're moving forward. You're going to fight or fly, right? So come on, fight. Let's do it. And let's move into bargaining. Let's move into get you through the stages to acceptance. Because at the end of this, you're going to be a better person. You're going to know the truth and live in truth. And you're going to be feeling better about the world at that point, at least. You know, you're going to see clearly. Because the point I'm trying to make with all this is that, and I've been making it every show, is that it's always been them against us. It's never been us against us, right? But they want to make it that way. They do it through propaganda. They do it through, this division, this divisive methodology that they have, because they know if they keep the people divided, they can stay in power. The cycle of control continues, and dividing people is part of the cycle of abuse, right? They abuse us by giving us false narratives and false information and omitting history and omitting information that we need to make reasonable decisions. This is all part of ideological subversion that Yuri Bezmenov clearly explained to us. You can see that in my Valley of the Shadows series, one of the first series I put out on this channel. I started with mind control so I could explain the basics to people so that we could have these deeper conversations down the road. That's where we are today, right? But that's what's going on. And so once we see that, I realize that this is the way to heal division, is to first repair the history, right? Then have the conversation with role model leadership in the Black community, whether you like it or not, right? And have that conversation, get everybody on board. Then we reach a point where we all together say enough, no more. We point up at the real villains in this story, the ones who've been doing it to all of us the entire time. This is the point of what's going on here. And this is the point that I hope the rewatch crew and the people that come to the lives are getting as time goes on with this, because and this is the reason why we did this show tonight, is to explain that there is no way to give reparations to anybody, and it would be unfair if we did. However, you know, if you're going to give them to one people, you got to give them to all the people. So take your pick, none or all. That's the bottom line, right? But more importantly, to recognize that it's a divisive topic. Now, what are reparations good for? In my opinion, reparations are good for three things. One, to gauge the political IQ of somebody that you're talking to, whether they're for or against them, right? Two, to gauge the corruption within the politician you may be deciding to vote for. If they're for them, then you know damn well they're trying to divide you, right? They're corrupted as hell. Don't give them any more mind. I don't care what letter they got next to their name. If you care about yourself and you have any self-respect or integrity, you're not going to be with that person any longer, because they're trying to hurt you, trying to abuse you, right? Unless you're into that kind of thing. But some people are, but hopefully you're not, right? And I can't think of the third one right now, but those two are good enough. We'll go with those two. And that's what reparations are good for. They're not good for anything but gauging somebody who either believes them or disputes them, right? And gauging the politicians that push them, right? Because you know, it's going to tell you a lot about a person if they want those things, whether they're educated, whether they're greedy, whether they're you know, where they stand. If they tell you that they want them and they demand them and they should get them, they either don't have the information or they're just trying to get something for themselves. They're just being selfish.
Here's my thing. We never talk about the people who are actually in slavery, like today, right?
Yeah.
We never talk about but I need my iPhone and this diamond. It sparkles so well. Like, we don't ever talk about the stuff that we're doing when it comes down to all these things that we're getting for like crazy ass cheap, our cobalt. You know what I mean? We don't talk about that. Oh, well, that's another country. We can't do anything about that. Yeah, you can. You can stop buying foreign phones. You can stop buying foreign everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't we have that kind of stuff here? I mean, I get it. There's certain things that we do need to import and stuff like that. But we don't have to support the countries that do it through slave labor, do we? I mean, allegedly, you're right. Allegedly, nasal. No, you were saying that about something else. You were saying, never mind. Well, yeah, allegedly has the most slave actively. Allegedly, we don't know. This is just politics at this particular point. We got to be careful. Allegedly, there's a lot of slavery still going on, right? Why aren't we stopping that? If we think that a country is doing crazy, think about this. Think about how YouTube treats you, right? Look at how YouTube treated Russell. The second he got that charge, it's not even freaking legit yet. It's just a charge. Boom, gone off YouTube. Just like that. You know what I mean? Like, why don't we do that to other countries? Oh, wait, because we're benefiting from it. Crap. That sucks. You know? Well,
Keep it down.
okay.
Not you, sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me. Anyway,
I thought it was muted too. Sorry.
I knew you were
I
talking to me.
I usually say that before I get ready to open my mic up, but it was already open. So there you have it.
Yeah, but my thing is like you're like going to war there wouldn't benefit us. No, but I think that we're too busy focusing on very minor issues when it comes down to it. That's why I really don't like this talk of reparations. Sure, I would love a big hefty check, but if we all get it, guess what your money just did? Severely drop in ability to buy stuff, because they will have to print billions of dollars to do that. Billions.
Right.
And then the next one, then the next people will come up, well, we deserve reparations too, just like you said. That's why I said, which one goes first? You're saying I want it all. When you get your check, I want my check. That's
Right.
even worse. Like, they don't give them time to rebound. If you get a
Someone
check,
made a good
I
point
get
that the other night, like that the Department of Defense, whatever, loses trillions of dollars, right? And they don't have to ever be accountable for it. But they're going to come after taxes every year, and they're going to come after you in every single way they can, right? It's just like that. It's like they don't have to. They lose trillions of dollars. It's no big deal, right? You don't pay your taxes or something like that, and then you're in trouble. You're looking at hard times.
Yeah.
There's debt slavery. There's also real slavery that's going on still in Africa today. That's the real traditional slavery. There's the sex slavery. There's all kinds of things that are going on in this world. Slavery is alive and well. Some people will say debt slavery. I saw that flying through the comments today, or in your in your comments earlier when you were doing live.
I'm somewhat like
T3.
that too.
But that's a different kind of thing, right? It's like, I get that point, but we can go there and blame the bankers and all that stuff like that, like the video you played. But honestly, when it comes to the idea of reparations, I don't like to get caught up in the BS of this. Okay, now we're off topic. See, the topic is the fact that this is being used as a tool, and you're going to hear it. And another reason why I wanted to bring this up now is because election season is coming around, right? And people are going to start using this as a platform to manipulate people into manufacturing their consent for their own power, right? For them to get elected and have power and be part of the agenda. And so this is why I just want to reiterate it and bring it back up so people realize, when you see people coming out with this BS, this is just a tactic to divide you, a tactic to abuse you. These are the kind of points we really need to hammer home, because people forget this and they go, well, okay, well, that's not fair. They immediately go to the emotional triggers. And I could parlay that into the whole fog of war thing, and how they use the fog of war to trigger emotions. Emotions activate you, right? They want to activate people to either go on the one side or the other. They just want a conflict. They want a conflict over the issue. They want to manufacture consent for war. They want to do all the things they need to do. It's always the informational warfare, man. It's always the information as abuse, right? So they're using information in a psychological way to abuse you. The more sophisticated you get, the faster you're going to see it, and the more repellent you're going to be to it. And that's why it's important you also remember that you teach this to your children. That you
talk slow. Look, if you ain't teaching this to your children, you ain't teaching nobody. Real talk. Like, because you're the only people. Listen, I tell my kids all the time, All right, everything's a tool, but it can be the very thing that puts you in bondage as well. But keep in mind that you have to be wise about everything you use. You know, every tool can be a potential bonding thing, so don't use it, you know, like that. That's why they're very credit conscious, you know, because I had to build my credit 3 times, and this will be the 3rd time that I'll have to build my credit back up. So they're very credit conscious. And funny how that actually happened. Every single time my credit got shot, it's because of a, you know, financial collapse. Every single time. Actually, it happened in 2008. It happened in 2021. Yeah, every single time is a freaking collapse. Go figure. Anyway, but yeah, I tell my kids that kind of stuff all the time. I'm always telling them, listen, be wise about this, be wise about that, because it can all become a snare, right? Debt can become a snare. And I used to read
Oh yeah.
all those books of, you know, other people's money, you know, by
Mhm.
Robert Kiyosaki, because he's heavily into that. Like he
Yep.
believes in that, right?
Mhm.
Because he looks at a system of I'd rather owe the control it instead of own it. Whereas someone
Yeah,
like
which
Dave
yeah.
Ramsey is completely on the opposite. He says there's no reason to have anything that you don't own. Yeah, you might grow faster by doing it the way the Robert Kiyosaki's way does it, but you're more secure in the Dave Ramsey's environment. They're both right. It's just which one you prefer. One takes a
I'll
lot
tell you what.
longer.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, no, Rich Dad Poor Dad changed my life when I read it. That's something that Gary and I found out that we had in common.
Yeah.
I've yet to be able to follow it correctly, but understanding how money worked really changed my life. And that I didn't have that kind of education growing up, and I didn't pay attention to it, and that you know that kind of hurts your own growth when you don't understand it from an early age. You really got to get into it. So me and my son were playing the Rat Race board game when he was really young.
Holy cow,
Understanding.
we got that. A friend of mine bought me those board games, the adult version and the kids version. Yep.
Yeah. We played the online version, so I do need to get the real board games themselves to play it.
Oh God, you need the board game because that family time is so precious, so
Mhm.
precious.
Yeah, we had fun. We had fun doing the online game. He got really good at it. Um, but anyways, yeah. So, but that again, that if you haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's a great read, and it'll help you understand money in a new way. If you feel like you need a little bit of financial education, it's a little bit hard to follow his solutions because it's all real estate investment. I don't know shit about that. I mean, as good as I am at some things, as bad as I am in others, right?
Yeah.
I need to expand my horizons into this world of self uh proprietorship, right? And that's hopefully something you can help me with as I kind of help you with the things I can help you with,
Not a problem. I got you.
you know. Yeah, that's the beauty of collaboration.
Collaboration. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So so yeah, let's play this clip you put up here real quick for everybody who's interested in how the banking system works. We can do this in 20 seconds, I believe. So
Yep.
let me see here.
This is breaking down a banking system in 20 seconds or less.
Here we go. Oops. And I gotta do that.
Speaking of money, how about the $20 you owe me? Oh, yeah? Well, I only got 10, so here's 10, I owe you 10. Thanks. Hey, Mo, you owe me 20. Well, here's 10, I'll owe you 10. You owe me 20. Here's 10, I owe you 10. Here's the 10 I owe you. Here's the 10 I owe you. Here's the 10 I owe you. Good, now we're all even.
Perfect.
That is the banking system. So everybody thinks it's absolutely absurd how you look at it. But when you really look at it, that's how it looks.
Hmm.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That $10 just paid $60 of debt. Seriously. Like
Yeah.
what? They all owed like $20 each, and it paid $60 of debt in that little bit of time. In that little bit of time. And this is what we're fighting over?
And also we get hung up on. I mean, we'll go into some financial stuff here in the future, and in this show and other shows I have. We'll get deep into financial stuff as the time rolls around. But the you know, get with the reparations part of it. It's amazing that people still fall for it. It's concerning. It's amazing.
It's not really amazing. It's
And that people get upset about the fact that people push back on it. Like, when there's somebody pushes back on it, right? I just see someone who's being greedy and think they're going to get something out of it. I don't see anybody who's actually concerned about what the virtuous stance it supposedly takes is. Because in all honesty, what they end up talking about is they end up talking about things that came after slavery in their argument. So you're not really looking for reparations for slavery. You're looking for reparations for other things, right? That's where the minutia comes in. And still, they'll use straw men like, well, the Japanese got this, and we did this for these people and that for these people, but it was very different circumstances. It conflated again, just to go ahead and get what you think you're going to get. And some states have actually fallen for it and actually done it. And that the fact that something so stupid can get so much traction and stupid in a sense that it doesn't make any sense, right? As Thomas Sowell pointed out for us, that it's ridiculous when you look at the big picture. Like, it's not just one thing that happened to one people at one time. It's something that's gone on, and this is something I've said from the beginning of the show. It's gone on since the beginning of civilization. It was just because there had been a very demoralized view of people that people can become property. Not a certain person, not a certain type of person, but all people could at some point become the property of someone else.
Yep.
And it gets so much traction. I hope that we live to see a day here soon where people are just laugh when they hear that word.
Mm-hmm.
They just laugh. They're like, you got to be kidding me. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And that makes that person that said it be inspired to do better, to learn more, to actually get into the real knowledge that's out there and become a more enlightened person.
No, that can piss that person completely off.
Well, that's a good thing. Like I said earlier, it's like, go ahead, get mad. You're on your way to acceptance. Get mad because go ahead, run off, get mad, because you're gonna go in and it's gonna eat at your mind and eat at it and eat at it and eat it. And you won't get it out of your mind until you got to do something, because that's called cognitive dissonance. Hey, Samantha Terry, how you doing?
Samantha, what's up? Just popped in to say hi. Long time no see. How you been?
Welcome. It's because that's the way that anybody kind of gets off of a bad belief system, right? They got to get mad first. So it's okay to go ahead, please get mad. I want you to get mad about it. And I want it to eat at your mind. I want it to own space in your head. I want that cognitive dissonance to kick in, right? Because that's how I know you're on your way to something better. And that's the goal. It's not to make you mad. It's not to make you run away and hide. It's to get you to break free of the false belief system. That's what the purpose of that is. And it works. And I've done it many times in many different subjects to people. Well, I was like, at first I used to try to avoid it. Well, I don't make anybody mad, right? I don't want to do that. But then I realized that was part of the process. You got to make some people mad in order to get them through it, because then they'll realize that they've really been abused by the initial information, the initial source. And then they'll start to realize that, hey, that initial source is really my enemy, not the person who was trying to get me away from it. It's a long road. It's a long road to becoming awake and aware about the true reality of the world and what's really going on here. Because like I said, we start out from this very innocent point of view, and we want to believe the world is a certain way, and we want to hang on to that belief like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if someone really loves you, they're going to push you through that false belief system and try to get you to a better place. So hopefully anybody who gets mad about this will realize that and take those steps. And I know at least when you plant the seed, that seed will stick, until you have to do something about it somehow. Right.
I look at it like this. We're going to do something about it, even if it hurts. Right.
Billy. Billy in Costa Rica. I have friends in Costa Rica. Same.
Yeah, I was literally just finding the who thingy so I can respond to her because I didn't want to interrupt you. So I got squirrely right there. But
Oh, I see what's going on over here. Okay.
yeah, I got squirrely because I was trying to like respond to it because I didn't want to interrupt you because I got the the urge to say awesome, and I'm trying not to do that, but it's hard because I'm so used to just responding and whatever. But yeah, man, she's been Costa Rica busting ass, which is kind of cool, and I'm jealous, very, 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 very jealous because
Costa
I
Rica's
can
beautiful.
be. It's
We can get there one
because I
day.
can be. No, it's
Yeah.
not. I know I can go there. I ain't worried about going there. I want to live somewhere. I don't know. I want to live. I want to experience another life. You know what I mean? What is it like to be in other places? You know,
Mhm.
I'm not obviously I'm not going to the bad places. Like I'm not doing that, but it is what it is. But back to topic. You know, I think that I think it's a lot more of wanting to have. I don't know. Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you. I wish I can talk to people who are really on to that. Like we need reparations now because is it possible that it's more of a uh because I know a lot of people will say blacks will say, well, you gave so and so reparations, you gave so and so a reparation, you gave so and so this, you gave so and so that. Do you think it's more of a like damn like a slap in the face to blacks? Do you think it might be something? How would you feel about it? Because that's how I can view it from my point of view. I don't want to talk about all blacks because I don't know how they feel about it. I can
Mhm.
see how that can be a slap in the face to me, right? Like, well, damn, we're here and you still, you know, whatever. What would you say to that?
I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time. I kind of got lost in the explanation there.
Okay, so let me clean it up for you.
All right.
Is it possible that from your point of view, can you see how it can mean to blacks that y'all don't give a crap about us? Because
What
you've given reparations to other people, or at least a form of reparations to other people.
Well, if I was willing to buy into the fallacy of that statement, I could. But the
Well,
fact
it's
of the
easy for
matter is,
black people but it's easy for black people to buy into it because obviously they feel like they have been excommunicated, or they feel like they have been disfranchised. They feel like a lot of things, and you know, especially with affirmative action
but
being, you
that has nothing to do with slavery. And that's that. See that the logic. You're asking the wrong guy because I'm going to go logic on it, right? And like I said,
well,
if I
that's
was
why
willing to
I
buy into
asked
the
you, can you
fallacy,
see it? Wait a
well,
minute,
no,
that's why
hold on. The fallacy of the initial question, the premise, right, is that you compared it. You did it for other people. What other people would we do it for? The Japanese, the internment camps. That part. I don't even know if that was right. Honestly, when you look at what was going on, there were there was loyalty, and I think Thomas Sullivan pointed this out, or somebody did, that there was strong loyalty for Japanese nationals at the time, and where I think it was a Japanese guy that actually said, yeah, it was a good idea to lock all the Japanese people up because at that time they could have easily turned and gone against people in the communities, and that might have dissuade that action, right? And that, you know, in a time of war, when you get attacked, like the old school wars we used to have, people who actually used to attack us with their military over here in our soil, it would happen again. I'm telling you, if there was an actual attack with the military, you would see there was no way to discern who's mixed in the crowd, right? Then you got terrorism, then you got all this other stuff. In fact, our new way of thinking might actually be more dangerous in this day and age if we were to have an attack like that. It's not unheard of. It's gone on around the world, and I think we're the only country that ever did a little bit of payback for that, right? But I remember hearing someone state, I can't, God, I wish I could remember the clip right now, saying that you know, the average Japanese national at the time would have activated and turned would have gone to war for their country. Like they held more loyalty to their former country than they did their present country, and that was a real part of their culture and a real part of the way they were raised, and it was a real threat at the time. So we did a real nicety on that one. I don't think that it applies to slavery at all, because it wasn't slavery. It was a temporary internment during wartime.
Mhm.
And so you can't create a strong premise, a logical premise by using a fallacy to do it. That's why learning the trivium and learning fallacies are important, because then you can stop BS like that. So no, I would be like, no, that's not a good. Give me a better reason than other people got it, and I'll consider your point. But right now, I don't think they're going to get one. You want to go to slavery? Well, slavery. Then I'm going to counter that with, well, everybody's been part of it and on both sides of it, right? Everybody's been part of it on both sides of it, and in some places it's been a lot worse than it was here. All right. So you want to use that as an argument? I got a counter for that.
Okay,
What
so
next? You want to say it's about Jim Crow? Or you want to say it's about Jim Crow in those days? And that well, which white people, right? Now you got to go down to who? Well, no, the government. Okay, the government. Okay, so which party? So we want to get the Democrats to pay you guys back? Sure, let's break that party in half. I'll let you win. I'll let the Democrats pay you back. Let's put them out of business. Let's go, because they're the ones who did it to you, right? So, I'd love to have that debate with somebody, because I think I'd win. Hit it.
Okay. I mean, I don't really want to. I mean, you told me everything I, as a Philly person who has been entrenched in this my entire life, don't want to talk to you anymore. It's like, oh, okay. Well, thank you for your point of view, and I'm moving on. Like I checked out
I hope it
around.
helps.
It doesn't, because I checked out. I mean, I stopped listening, because it's like, did you hear what I said? Because you was like, well, it's a fallacy, and I'm like, that's not the point.
Okay, so you checked out because I wasn't confirming your bias, or I wasn't giving you what you wanted.
No, I asked you. I said, can you see? Right? Can you see where they're coming from for feeling like that? Right?
I can see, yeah, I can see where they're coming
That's
from.
all, but
I can see who put them there too.
Right,
And
but that was the question that was asked, not all that other stuff. And
you asked a
that,
logical person that question.
no, it's not about logic. You're trying to reach somebody that doesn't listen to you. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Like, you're trying to reach somebody that do not listen to you. What you're trying to tell black people is like me trying to tell a cat. They're not going to hear a word you got to say with that logic, with that topic, with the way you say it. And I'm like, you're trying to reach people that's not going to hear that. The way you came at me.
They're not going to hear anything. They're not going to hear anything I have to say then. What they want is their bias confirmed. What they want is me to cave in about being emotionally manipulated.
They just want.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for them. They want me to emotionally manipulate me.
They want to emotionally manipulate you. That is not. That's so not true.
Then why would you come at me from an emotional standpoint and then cut me off when I start giving you facts?
Because you have human beings, right? Human beings are not all logic. We have an emotional half, and if that has been abused for the last umpteenth years, that's where they're stuck. It's like you're not going to reach them on a freaking logical level if they can't even connect with you on an emotional level. It's not going to happen. And this is what I'm trying to say. When individuals come with that speed, and then you hit so hard, every person who has not gotten to that point to hear you checked out. They checked out, because why should I listen to you? You are clearly not listening to me. So I'm not going to listen to you. I didn't say anything about logic. I said, can you see how they feel about it? You went way left. And it's like, that wasn't even the question.
I went way right, but.
Okay, yeah, right. I mean, if that's you want to go, you went way right. But here's the thing. And this is where the left beats your ass every single time. They at least connect with that emotional part.
They don't connect with it. They abuse it. Well, they don't connect with it.
Well, it's better than getting what you just gave me.
Is it? You'd rather me be dishonest with you and manipulate you?
Wait a minute. Wait. How long have the Republicans been talking the way you have?
I don't know. I don't think enough of them talk this way. I can't even vouch for that.
All of them talk that way, and that's the problem.
What they point out the facts. They don't listen to the emotions of it. And while someone may have been led
If
to
I'm
believe
trying to
and
reach
feel
you,
that
I
way,
don't know you, and I say, give me a fucking break. You're delusional. Oh, so let me listen to you more now.
I never said that.
No, but
See,
that's how.
that's reading into something.
No,
That's like,
well, okay. Let's talk about human nature. You have a person who have not been taught how to think. Thomas Sowell said it. You have a person that has not been taught how to think, and you're trying to get them to think right away.
how am I going to teach someone that doesn't know how to think right away with a question like that? You see what I'm saying? It's like that's like going from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. I need to start with basics.
That's
there.
exactly what you did to me by asking a simple question. You went from 0 to 100. As a matter of fact, you went to 1,000, calling it a fallacy right off the bat, because that fallacy is real for that person.
No, that's not real. It's been they've been manipulated into feeling
and
that.
you're trying to break the cycle of abuse, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Do you think they're going to believe you over the person they've been believing for the last umpteenth years, the person they have been voting for the last umpteenth years? And you come, that's why they were like, well, why do black people always vote them? Because of how y'all talk to them. How y'all make y'all talk down to them, y'all make them feel like they're dumb and stupid, and that's what, and they just okay, and they'll just nod their head and walk away. I am not saying that is the righteous thing for anybody to do. We both know it's.
You think that's talking down to them, or putting them on the same level? See, you just assume that was talking down to somebody.
Listen, you got people that still say you talk white. You have people still walking around saying that. So if you got that extreme, you don't think you have a person that's already been taught not to think and already taught to only feel, right? Keep this in mind. We have been taught, and because we've been emotionally abused, and you're coming straight at me like that.
All right, here. Let's get the crowd a chance to get in on this. Alex 505. Gary, what do you think you should have had? What do you think he should have handled it? Like I guess
what should he have done to handle it?
Yeah. How should I have handled it? I think the question.
Okay. If you would ask me that question, I would have said, yes, I can absolutely see how you come from that. You know what I mean? Like you've been, and then I'll make it a meme. I'll start making I statements immediately because I take it off of them and I put it on me. If I was in your shoes, I will understand totally where you're coming from. Here's why. But I understand it because I've been there before. And here's why. And because I know I've been there before, this is how I was able to break free of that because of this. See, you don't have those speeds. You just go straight into the right stuff and nobody's going to listen to you. I can't listen to you from 0 to 100 unless I go through first, second, third, and fourth.
Okay, no, to be fair, I was answering you. Okay, and you asked me that. You didn't ask me to say, okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm somebody completely different that has A, B, C, D, and F. All right, and then how are you gonna handle it? See, I'm handling how I'd handle it with you. And say, well, I'm breaking down the question.
Fair. That's fair. But do you now see how a person that comes off that way can immediately lose their audience?
Lose a audience, I guess. Yeah.
Well, the audience you're trying to reach is the black people that keep voting Democrat. They don't know much about you. As a matter of fact, they don't even trust you because it's the Republicans who have put black people in slavery. This is what they believe.
What? Okay, never mind.
But
okay,
I'm just telling
you. Believe. Got you. What they
this
believe.
Is what they believe. I'm not saying that's fact. I am saying that this is what they believe because when they hear that the slavery party was always Democrat, a lot of people don't believe that. It shocks them and they don't believe it. But it's true. It's true. I used to be this guy, so I know exactly what I'm saying when it comes. I'm guessing being more delicate with one's approach is key. Yes, just be like it's. I'm not telling you to buy into anything. I'm just asking you, how can you see? Because if you can connect with me on an emotional tip, even if it's minor, right? And I'm like, okay, at least this guy is not I've had conversations with people over Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. And they will ask me questions that was so like fascinating questions for you, but an irritant to me. Because I'm like, you have any idea how many times I've had to answer this stupid question? Like, just read a book. I don't want to answer it anymore. Well, how do you feel about Tulsa, Oklahoma? I feel that is this it's terrible, and I feel that it's a shame that you're just finding out about it. That's all I got to say. But what else? Well, because I think it's tragic. Now you want to have a whole freaking conversation about it. Go read a book, go watch a documentary. I don't want to have that conversation. But I also understand where that person's coming from. Drop a quick like and blah 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 blah. And love. I also understand where you're coming from with it, right? I get why you're so passionate about it. And I understand that. That doesn't mean I want to talk about it. That doesn't mean I want to, entertain you with it, because there's nerve endings that you haven't developed yet that's going to trigger some of my nerve endings that are very sensitive.
I mean, I'm learning things because I didn't realize that black folks are very that sensitive, man. It's like
it's not that we're that sensitive. It's about not.
I can put some soft music on. I can put some soft music on, man. You come and just put your head right on my shoulder. We'll talk about it.
It's not like that. It's a I don't give a shit mentality. I literally just told you that. Like I don't care.
Then, if you don't care, then you just want the money, right? You don't care about being right. You don't care about being abused. You don't care about. So how am I supposed to care
about the news? Wait. Let me
abused. How am I supposed to care about what you're telling me if you don't care about being abused?
But they don't think they're being abused. That's the point. They think you're wrong.
Reparations. Why are you asking for money then?
Because they think they're entitled to it.
Oh, okay.
All right. And why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they think that? It's not like they know their history. They know nothing.
Okay.
So
that's
for you to
Okay, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that meeting them at their base is where you're going to win them. You're not going to win them the way you're coming at them. You're talking to somebody that's already informed, and even I couldn't handle it. Because it sounded so like, all right, man, you're just trying to beat me over the head. You just want to sound smart. You want to throw all your facts out there, try to destroy everything. Yeah, because I'll debate with anybody on that point. This is not about debating. It got nothing to do with debating.
Okay.
Because if you're debating with me for what? What do we got to debate? You trying to win me? I don't give a shit what you got to say, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't care. My life will not change if I keep going the way I'm going, because I'm perfectly fine in my matrix. Because I don't see it as a matrix. Remember, I am in a cycle of abuse. I don't see it. I don't realize I'm in a prison. So you seem like what? An agent to me. So I'm going to do everything I can to get away from you. As long as I'm locked in a prison, as long as I'm connected to the matrix, I'm a potential threat. Next thing you know, you're getting reported. People are coming after you, all that stuff, because you came at them the wrong way. And again, I'm just giving you an example of the matrix so it can come full circle for you. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not coming at you at all. I'm just showing you that this is how it will come off to a black or anybody that you're trying to win. If you don't understand, one of the things that I could not connect with my previous pastor is because he didn't go through nothing. He didn't go through anything. He had no real traumas. I mean, the only real trauma he's had, according to him, was when he was in a hospital and he thought he was dying, and he had an intimate conversation with God. That's the most he's gone through, right? So I couldn't connect to the man because he couldn't understand me, right? Everything he said on the pulpit just made me feel like, all right, I can't look up to this man because this man is Superman. He does nothing wrong. He's perfect in everything he do, and I just couldn't listen to him. I couldn't hear him. And the only time I start hearing him is when I start finding out he has problems in his life. When I saw that, that's when I was able to connect with him. He wasn't perfect anymore. He was a human being. He was a man. But until then, I couldn't connect with him. Don't ask me why. I can't answer why. It's just what it was. And my pastor right now, I connected with him immediately. Because the man went through hell, and you can hear it coming through his voice. You can hear it coming through it. You can hear it. Same thing with Shelly. I immediately connected with her when I actually sat down and listened to her and talk. Like now I understand. Remember winning? I used to say to you, what's going on with Shelly? Does she like me? Is she attacking me? Is she coming at me? It feels like she's attacking me. Didn't I do that? I was waiting for an answer, but I didn't get it. Anyway.
No, yes.
I did that, right? Because I was in protection mode of myself. I was trying to protect myself from any new damage. So I came out that way towards Shelly. Now we have a show together. Now, had I not connected with that woman the way I did, I would never brought her up on my show. Why would I? That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, like, start with the connection first. That's more important than the information. Because nobody's going to listen to the information until they can trust you first. Like, I don't trust you got my best interest in heart. All I see is a motherfucker trying to get me to vote Republican. That's all I see. And that ain't nothing different from the Dems.
You know, a lot of it though.
I love you, Jip V. What you mean? I love you, girl. You know, man, that's different between you and me, though. We've been hanging and banging since the freaking Tim Pool days. I know. And I softened my approach with Gary because you told me how he was receiving me. Right. See, you know what I'm saying? So, and this is what we're going to talk about on her show on Wednesday, how I have so many trust issues surrounding people who seem to have my best interest at heart, but really was using me. Okay. So you come to a class of people who have been used for how many years? With that energy, you lost them. No question. Hands down, you lost them.
Lost them to the people who are using them.
To you. Like you, huh?
Lost them to the people that are using them. Because that's the people that are using them.
But here's the thing. Again, and I keep saying this. I understand how you see it, right? You know the truth. You see the truth. Don't you see this veil? Don't you see that the emperor has no clothes? But the town people know if they say the emperor has no clothes, they're going to get split on the poll. So how many people are going to agree with your crazy ass? Even if it's true, I'm not getting split on the poll. So you ain't winning nobody with that. You're not. You're just not. The penalty is too great to be disenfranchised from everybody, because these people get disenfranchised. You see how they treat Thomas Sowell, right? And everybody, look at how they treated Bill Cosby because he talked against black women. They gave him no support. None. And all he did was tell the truth. Those are the people that you're trying to reach, not the people that's already on the other side. They're already locked out. They're already locked in. You don't have to win them. All right. They're fine. It's winning the people that are not winnable yet, or which I would say winnable, but that's not hearing you or won't listen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is why when I was saying to you in the backstage, I said, I get where you're going, but you need to do it this way. You can't overload them with information. You got to drop the seeds. That's why the shorts are so important. You got to drop the seed. Let them think. Give them time to get warm to you first. You can't give them all that information at once. They're not going to listen. It's too much. That's why I think T3 and my our thing is so great, because it's bite size. It gives you just a little bit, and then you go and get them bread and potatoes at the 8 o'clock show if you choose to come over here. But we're gonna handle the bits. Here's oh, you want some appetizers? We got buffalo wings. It's only 85 cents a wing. Get your ass in the door. Next thing you know, you'd have spent $100 in that bitch. It is a tribal. You're absolutely right, Alex. It is. It's a tribal system, and it works very, very well. And if you get disenfranchised from them tribe, you have no other tribe to go to. As a black person, when it comes to, unless you got money, when you got money, it's different. You can do whatever you want when you got money.
Yeah, check out Grim Spires music, man. It's awesome. You know, when it comes to me reaching people this way, that way, or the other way, winning reality, reaching people, be the vessel of this idea, reaching people in my daily life. I think you know, what you're saying rings true to more to the vessel than the idea. Like the idea just wants to inspire people that already, you know, if I could reach some people and bring them into the light, that's great. But to inspire people like yourself and arm them with the information and the knowledge to have the soft skills, that practice the soft skills, is probably the way I contribute best. Like I now work on the other, but it's difficult for me to slow down this locomotive right here in that way when I'm in a, you know, that's just the idea here that sits before you does it that way because it's on pace to reach a destination and to get those who understand it or who have already taken most of the journey along with it. Like this is the front of the car here, and the people that join in on this journey with me have committed a certain amount of work on their own. They've come to a certain point, or they're the right. They have the right mindset already. They're not super sensitive. They're not trying to live in. They adopt the mantra. They adopt the philosophy. I'd rather know the truth than be right. They have a mentality.
See,
right, and from that mentality, hear me out. From that mentality, there's going to be other people that have the skills to branch off with this information, and like yourself, be able to reach a community that is just starting out. Like I can take anybody on the journey, but they got to be willing to Padawan this thing, right? You know, and be interested in it and want it that bad. Like have tried other things and or just want to know the way or find it fascinating. Something attracts them to the locomotive. But
well, if you want to attract them to the locomotive, we gotta talk about money. It's the only way. They're not going to listen. If you talk about money, and if you really, 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 really want to get their attention, talk about bread. Talk about money. Talk about that. If you talk about money, you'll get them quick. Real.
Well, no,
fast.
I'm saying that. No. See, the thing with this channel is, and hey, and anybody else that watches on a different way, you take this to the bank. Think about this channel. I want I'm going for quality. I'm going for quality subscribers, quality attend live stream attendees, quality input. Like, you know, I like good arguments. I like examples that show up and help prove my points. But you know, honestly, the solution culture aspect of this channel, what we're moving towards, is that right. I've always said this is advanced class, right? And then from that, teachers will be born. Like this isn't supposed to do. That's why I don't show my face. I don't have my name. I'm the vessel, right? I'm not. This isn't about me. This isn't about me. It's never been about me. Right. It's been about the idea, about the solution culture, about the things that we need to do to fix this problem generationally, to even stand a chance against it. Right. If I put myself in the middle of it and make it all about me, I'm no different than anybody else out there. And maybe that's a great marketing tool. Maybe that's going to do this and that and make me like Tim Pool. And maybe I don't want to be like Tim Pool. I don't want to be like Alex Jones. I don't want to be like any of these big faces that are out there. Yak, 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 listen to me. Yak, yak, yak. You know, that's not me. I have an education. I have a journey to talk about. I have a way of looking at things that is different from any other place you're going to find on the internet. Like there's not people out there doing what I'm doing right here. I've looked for them. As I've always been on this journey, I'm alone again, and I'm ahead of the curve by so far that I can't hardly see back to the past. And you know, it's just that's the way it's been for me. I've accepted the way it is. And that's great because I what I've learned is that what I leave in my wake are people that gain an understanding, gain a benefit, improves their lives, and then they can go on to do and help bring it up to speed, right? That's why there's been a tipping point we're trying to get to in this whole journey. And that's why in the past, people I've had interactions with, initiatives I've undertaken have eventually come around and to fruition, right? But I'm like I said, I'm something like a juggernaut in this thing, or I'm just accepting my fate as this idea, right? And that I'm burning ahead. But I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right about that from where you're coming from. So I want to acknowledge that, and I also want to acknowledge that it's not about me. It's about the all of us. It's about the immersion that's going on here between all of us, and that is our spontaneous order, right? Our spontaneous harmony, our ability to commune and pursue and proceed to get to this point we all deep down in our hearts want to be at. To do the things we all deep down in our hearts want to do, protect the innocent, bring integrity and honesty back into our world so we can relax, take a breath. We can actually enjoy this world and see what would come out of it with good people in charge, not bad people. How beautiful it can be. We all want that. We have that in common. And that's part of the journey too. And like I said, at the end of the day, the winning reality is going to be all of us, not just me. Right? The idea will be in you, and you, and you, and you. Right? You'll all be winning reality every day. That's the point. So yeah, I get what you're saying, and then you're a very smart businessman and marketer and all that stuff too. I get it, but it's not going to hurt my feelings if I blow past somebody because I don't connect with their emotions one day, and I don't get this big crowd who's going to halfway be into what I'm doing, halfway supporting me, controlling me through some way, shape, or means, some emotional way where I got to kowtow down to them to make sure I don't lose them. Right?
That's how you look at it. See, that's the problem. Like,
No,
if that's how you looking at it, well, what's up, Jones?
I'm going to give everybody the best love I got, and I'm going to be the best person I can be to them, and I'm going to talk the truth.
Well, okay, let me just.
Yeah.
So, what we're discussing reparations, and how can we reach the audience that's not listening, who think reparations is a good idea, and as of right now, you could probably backtrack and watch the rest of it from the beginning. We're discussing a certain reality has, and that's where we're at right now. It's like it's more of a. I'm hearing what he's saying. He just want to be like a teacher and stuff like that, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, there are certain stimuli when it comes down to a person who really thinks that they're not in the matrix when they really are. It's certain stimuli that will trigger them to turn them completely off from that the person who's talking. Like what happened here is, like, I'm telling him, listen, if you had this conversation with somebody the way you did based upon the question that I asked you, that will turn them off because you're not answering the question. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. But the person you're talking to may not understand it. And that's a voter, right? So if that voter can't understand you, that voter won't vote for you. I don't care what you feel and believe. They're not going to vote for you.
Well,
And
I mean,
that's
just it's confusing, man. Because I'm not asking anybody to vote for me. So
no. I'm not trying to be confused.
And I'm not speaking for anybody else. Like if you're gonna put me in a scenario, I need to be put in the correct scenario to be part of it. You just say, okay, what if I came at you like this? And it's just, what if I meaning you, came at you with this, you meaning me, this. I take it verbatim. I take it verbatim. So you see what I'm saying? So I don't understand.
I didn't hear you. My Bluetooth went out. So what'd you say that again?
Yeah. No, I said if you present a scenario to me and you say, what if I, meaning you, came at you with it this way, came at you, meaning me, this way. I said, if you came at me this way, I would say this, right? I'm addressing that situation. I'm not talking about trying to win people over. I'm not trying to talk about like cracking barriers, or I'm not talking about anything but what you said when you scenario me. I'm very logic driven. I'm very listening to what you say. I'm not reading into it. So, we can spawn off on things.
But we're
Yeah, so I don't
talking about
understand that you say, okay, look, what if you're trying to win someone over
you're talking
who
about somebody. Hold on, you're talking to somebody. You want to tell them, and this is why I'm trying to get this through. You're
okay.
trying to tell, because see, what you say to that person
Mhm.
is gibberish as well. Never heard it before, and this person sounds psycho.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Now
like,
thank you. That's the scenario you want me to go with? Or try
no,
me out
I'm
on that
telling
one?
you that's how it
Yeah.
sounds.
No, but you did like okay, what I'm telling you is you set up a scenario for me where I just went with, I went with high level, I went with intelligence, I went with someone who wants the answer. I went into that, right? Someone who's having a
No,
decent
but you
conversation
didn't
with me.
answer my question. I asked you, can you see how they can feel that way? You said, if I believe the fallacy, and I'm like, but that's not the question I asked you. I'm asking you, can you see that?
Okay,
If you believe the
I
fallacy,
could totally ground down. Hold on. I could totally ground down to where they got that idea and when they went wrong with it. Yeah, I can totally see how they came to that conclusion. But I went past that because that was almost a given for me,
yeah,
you know?
but they're not ready for. I wasn't
But
ready for
I
what
didn't understand I had to go convince somebody that wasn't ready.
it's. No, it's not
You
about
know?
convincing. It's about getting you to understand. You said I am a very logical person, which we
Well,
get,
yeah,
but you're
yeah.
talking to an emotional crowd.
Okay, and now it's a crowd. It keeps changing. I'm just saying, look, man, if you
It's
want to
not
scenario me, that's
changing. I'm
cool. I can do
the
it.
person, the demographic that you're trying to reach is not
Other Democrats,
changing.
right?
It has been the
Okay.
same demographic, right?
Mhm.
Can you see how they will feel disenfranchised
I
while
totally see how
watching?
they're manipulated by the people who tell them to feel that way. I totally do. I totally do because it's been ground into them their entire life too, and
That's all I'm
you're making
saying.
my point.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
wait a minute, wait a
yeah,
minute, wait a
you're
minute.
making my point
Stop.
about emotional triggers, and
Hold
that's
on.
how I started
Stop.
this whole
Stop. Stop.
conversation. Yeah,
Stop. Stop. Winning. Just stop for a minute. This is a dialogue. It's not a monologue. It's a dialogue.
exactly.
It
All
it's
right.
understandable how you feel about it.
Uh-huh.
You're talking to a demographic that has a mental block. They don't see it that way. They don't see it as emotional abuse. They just see it as way of life. And that's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
get you to see. If you can find a
I do
way to
see that.
tap right, so that's how you reach them. That's how you talk to them. That's how you start. You don't have to stay there. You start with baby food. Hey, do you know? Well, do you want to do that? Did that work for you the last time? Okay, keep going. You'll figure it out. You'll find it. You'll make it work. Blah blah. Whatever. Who
Dude, I
cares?
can
Like,
totally do that.
when they come to
Put me in
you,
that spot, and I can totally
mm,
do it. Put
and
me
if
in that
you and
spot, I
when
can
they
totally
come,
do it. Right? I won't make that spot, right?
I'm sure you can. What I'm saying is this is the unfortunately this just like who said it? I think it was T3 that said it. Deprogramming people is hard. It's hard because they're surrounded with people who's going to reprogram them back to way they were. Okay?
Exactly.
They have to go back home to that. They have to go
Mhm.
back in their environment where everybody is saying the same thing and none of it sounds like what you just said. Yeah, the seed is there, but it has to be watered. I look at it like this, just like Baby says, right? I might say something to my kids, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not expecting for it to take root that day. It may not take root for 30 years, but the seed's
Exactly.
there.
Right.
And once it's there, boom. All you're trying to do is baby steps. You're overloading people with information. Oh, that's way too much, way too quickly.
Again, scenario. I get what you're saying, but now you're conflating that into the way that I approached your question initially. All right. Now that you
Why
get
is that so important?
because I had handle it in different situations, I'd handle it differently. I assess the situation and the condition of the person, right? If you give me an example here on the show to go and give you an answer to, and you leave it that wide open, I'm gonna
Okay,
drill down to what is in front of me.
I have an example for you. Okay,
Mhm.
here's the
Okay.
example. Can you see how they will feel that way if they have been disenfranchised when they have been told since they were a baby that they're no good, everybody hates them, and it's constantly being confirmed every time they ask for a job, go for a loan, so on and so forth. It's called
Right.
what is it? Informational bias. Yes,
Mhm.
it's informational bias. Absolutely,
Yeah,
it
and so
works like a charm. It
I got
works
you.
so
I
well.
got you. I got you.
That's all I'm
So
saying. Like, if you can see that, it's like, well,
yeah.
damn, I see
But
that.
I
That
would handle
now,
that scenario by going back to the root. I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't even talk. Look, I have this thing where it's like you got to break down the. You got to get the the communication breakdowns out of the way before you even address the point. So I'm gonna go back to the communication breakdowns and start talking from the root before I even get to the reparations part. Even get to the thing where they think they deserve something. And by the time I get to it, they're not gonna think they deserve it. Because they're gonna see, oh, these people have been telling me this my entire life, and that's why I feel this way.
what money?
So, I'm talking about their feelings, man. I'm there,
I
you know?
know you're not talking about their feelings, Willie, winning. That's
No,
the
I said I
damn.
will be talking about their feelings.
Oh, you
Listen
will.
to what I
Okay.
said,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Because that's where they are, right? You're
Okay.
talking
I
about
know that.
something. If you're
I would
talking
see
about
that
it as a
in
cycle of
innately
abuse,
right,
and it's
but see, when you s
emotional and mental and psychological abuse, you're not breaking it down by saying cycle of abuse. You're not going to break it down that way. You're going to
yeah,
have to
but
meet them where they are.
the entire first series I did of Repairing History, do it was just me. It was about introducing that step by step, right? So yeah, I would totally do that. You see, my approach is recorded. How I would go about doing that by making them understand it's never been us against each other, right? And so who are the people you're trusting and why? And where does it come from? Where does that trust come from? So we talk about that, right? So they started thinking like, man, you know what? They were putting these crazy ideas in my head, just like I've done with you. Like the whole way
Mhm.
we've kind of like we've walked through this thing, right? I would handle it the same way. Your feelings were always important and in front of the conversation when we were talking about it. Because I had to understand where they were coming from and help you show and help you see why they were put there, man. And that's
Mhm.
so to answer your question, right? Now, if I'm put on the spot and to say, how would if I came at you with this, how would you answer it? That's a different thing. So scenarios mean something, but what I've learned is I got to stop when you do that, and I gotta really, really make you, illustrate the whole scenario better, and then we could do that. But it makes for good conversation either way. So, you know, it's good stuff. But I mean,
Well,
um,
here's what we've learned in this sector, right? One, we are terrible communicators. Number one. Number two, uh, when it comes down to it, there's more than just Gary has courage. That's why I'm still here. Thank you for saying that. Um, it's more than just spewing facts to people, right? Because that obviously doesn't work on an emotional person, right? It doesn't. So if you're going to keep throwing facts at them and they're all intertwined in their feelings and what they believe and their struggle, because this is what you're talking about, right? The cycle of abuse, right? You damn
mhm.
skip. You can't come at them with all those facts. It's not going to work. It's just they're just gonna. It's like bouncing. It's going to keep bouncing away from you. They're going to run. Like I don't never want to talk to that person ever again because that person came at me with all these big words and saying all this other stuff and throwing these things out there, making me feel stupid. And it's like all that stuff accounts for something. Because when the person feels stupid, what do? They start nodding their head, smiling, and agreeing with everything. They just want to act and pretend like they know what's being said, so they don't look like they're stupid. Me, I'll just say I don't know what you're talking about because I don't care. Right? I'm tired. I don't want to be stupid, so I'll ask you what you're talking about.
Well, there you go. That's what you're shooting for.
That's
That's what you're
me.
going for.
That's me.
That's a person who's ready to evolve. That's a person who's ready to learn something. Anybody else, their mind's already closed off before you started. You're not going to reach everybody. And people are in different conditions and different stages of their life at all times. They're
Yeah,
constantly
but
on a
that's not.
journey.
I agree. You can't reach everybody, but that's not the means to just you know, this is not a race. All right, this is a marathon. It's not a
Right.
race.
Exactly.
You don't have to get to
Yeah.
the finish line tomorrow. We could take our time, and in that, you could take your time with these people. This is not a race. You're not like, oh my God, if I don't get them now, then I'm gonna lose them forever. We're shit. This is not a sales meeting. You know, I'm not trying to sell you a device. I'm trying to I'm just trying to get to know you. I don't really care about all that stuff. I just want to get to know you right now. Because let me tell you something. You get those shouting matches with a person, let me tell you, boy, you lost. It's over. You lost.
Well, I agree.
That's when shit got done. Right. Wait, I wasn't ready to see my memories as just words till I had someone explain that it would be okay, that I wouldn't be alone. Once I had a bit of courage and had a safe connection, I felt brave. Bingo. I didn't feel crushed. I didn't feel like I was going to be attacked. I didn't feel like I was going to be told that I'm stupid, because this is the cycle of abuse. Yes, we've been told. I've been through the cycle of abuse, Winning. I'm sure you have too. I've been told I've been treated like crap. And the one thing that I do every single time I meet another first person, and even Shelly, she said it on the show today. Well, I don't know if it was in the back office of the show. We talked too much. Anyway, whenever she said it, it rung true for me. I'm like, yeah, I do that too. I come up with this big frontal exterior, right? Because I want you to know I'm nobody to mess with. Okay, don't mess with Gary Lamb. I'm a beast. I'll get you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to come. I want you to understand that just like that. But really, I'm a mushy person that wants you to pat my belly. But I ain't retracting the claws just in case you try to act stupid. Make sure you understand they right there. You know, I'll scratch you up. You know, that was her analogy, and I'm still in it. That's right, T3. Don't give me good shit. I'll take it. Anyway, I'm sitting here trying to explain to you how it feels to be talked to by a person that's telling me this stuff. I get what you're saying. I do. But to tell the person who's diabetic, who's got gout, and is struggling to keep his sugar intact, to put the Pepsi down because it's killing you, they're not going to listen. They're not. And right now, we have people right now in that mentality. They may not be there physically, but emotionally, they're there. They have constantly drunk the Kool-Aid, and they keep drinking it because it's so sweet and it tastes so good, and it makes them feel so bad, so good to be a victim, so good to know that the reason why I'm on my ass and I'm fat and I can't get up is because the white man keeps keeping me down. And you're trying to tell me that's not true. You're trying to take my crutch away, and I don't like it.
Yep, and it sucks. But you know what? That's the only way you're going to get better. But I get what
But
you're
I don't
saying.
want to
And
get
to
better.
wrap this, to try to put this back into its box a little bit. You know, we're talking about the reparations, and I do recall that I said that it's wild how people keep buying into this idea, right? They keep using this idea to manipulate people, right? And that, I think what your point is you're saying that it's because they understand how to emotionally manipulate this part where they feel like that they have this feeling that they deserve it because they've been through some stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They
So we got
feel
that.
like they've been told this many times, it's not your fault. The same shit worked on people back in the day who was doing slave people wrong. They didn't see nothing wrong with throwing a baby out because the baby was deformed. Nothing was wrong with it. All right. Same thing right now when it comes down to certain situations that women take procedures for. Right? They see nothing wrong with it. It's just a clump of cells. You're trying to tell that person that they're wrong, they're not going to hear you. They've been told them since they was young, they're right to do that, and it's okay. So how are you going to reach a person like that if you don't try to get to them where they can trust you enough to hear you. That's all I'm saying. Like you're not like the cycle of abuse, as you say, is so thick that they actually have two veils. This is according to your teachings. They have two veils. So you get out of the first one, go into the second one thinking you're free, and you're even more trapped now because you now think you're free.
Exactly.
But you're in the second prison.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where you got a little bit more freedom, but you're still in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really get out until you get to what, the fourth veil? You know what I'm saying? Or sixth veil? How many veils are there? Like 12? I don't know. You might not even still be free. You might still be in the veil winning. You haven't realized that yet.
Give Gypsy some love. She's feeling lonely over there.
I'm feeling lonely and ignored on Gary's channel. I am so sorry. I didn't mean that. Ellie said with the money bag. Huh. What does that mean? And so if he slows down, they might listen longer. I get it, but not sure it would make any difference. No. I'm not saying slow down. I'm saying meet them where they are. Not slow down. Stop writing. Listen to them first. See where they're coming from, where they're at, where their head is at. Ask them certain questions, whatever. If you're trying to win this person over. You know what I mean? But if a person asks you, I just asked you a simple question. That's all I'm saying. At least I thought it was simple. Hit them in the fields in the wallet. I don't know. Laugh on Live conversation starter. I just got here. Hi. What's up, Ellie? Baby, I was always having cookies, magic ones. Ugh. I so wish I can get some magic cookies. Ugh. That'd be so great. The chocolate
cookies.
ones, huh? I bet you it was chocolate. I bet you it was chocolate. Chocolate chip, I bet you. She feels like a star now. She feels like a star. That's awesome.
I hear you on that. And I
The
think
what
that
noise? The ugh noise? No, no. Ugh meaning I can't get any. Not ugh like boo, like ugh, I wish I could have some. That'd be great. It's actually a positive ugh. What was you saying, Winnie?
No, well, that totally threw me off though. But
What the cookies?
Yeah, but that's all right. But yeah, okay. So if we're looking at this from a why do people still buy into this reparations fallacy, right? This idea that this is somehow a solution and it's going to make things better and it's going to make things right, right? None of that's going to happen. But why are they still able to be used by it? The answer is that they've been put in this condition and they're just exasperating the condition, which I think makes all the points that I make here strong, you know, and it brings validity to them. And so I get what you're saying. So where do we go with that? Where do we go with that?
Well, where do we go from that?
I guess we go to the kitchen.
I did go to the kitchen. I had to get some water. So that's a great question. Where do we go from that? We go to the basics, right? We meet them where they are right now. Everybody loves entertainment. Okay, got to learn how to entertain these people. If you want to get their attention, got to entertain them. Once they get to a point where they trust and respect you, 10-hour super chat cookie, the derailment fee, $5 per transgression. Sorry, Winning. Oh, ain't that sweet? You derailed 2 people, so that's why she put the $10 up there. Do you be putting your mic on mute a lot?
I'm here. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Hucking Trash and Juice. I appreciate it. Am I muted? Hold on.
No, you're not muted anymore.
Huh. Check it out. Okay, no, I was right here. I said thank you for the $10 super chat. Talking trash and truths. I appreciate it. And
Yeah, but it takes you like 3 minutes to answer stuff.
3 minutes.
Yeah, because you'll go blank for like 5 minutes or something, 30 seconds or whatever.
30 seconds instead of eternity. The I get it.
Count the next time.
I'm running the show here behind the scenes too. I'm doing many things. So apologies if I'm not right on it. From time to time, I'm doing my best. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out where to go with the conversation next. And I'm trying to
Well, you had a good question. Where do we go from there? And I was trying to,
Right.
tell you. So if
like how will we get this let me put it like this. How can we get this idea of reparations? How can we depower it so that the bad people that use it to manipulate others can not have that tool in their toolbox any longer?
we have
That's
to
what I want. That's
we
what I
have
want to know.
to we have to flood the ways with positive, entertaining content. We just have to say this is where we're going. This is how we're doing it. We believe that reparations is a fallacy. It's a bad idea. It's a misnomer. It's a red herring, whatever the hell you want to call it. You believe that it's not going to work. So everything you can muster from black, white, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, whatever, just start talking about everybody's slavery moment, the Chinese slavery moment, the black slavery moment. Just hit it with, just bombard them with it. The same, we got to use their tools against them. That's the only way. You're like, if this cycle of abuse has been because I read somewhere, or I think I saw it somewhere, where they said it only takes 5% of the population to break a lie that has most people come captive. All you have to do is get 5% of people out there, and it'll spread like wildfire, because it'll connect, right? Because everybody's saying that the freaking cycle of abuse, or should I say the reparations, is not a good idea. Most people believe that it is a bad idea, and of course the minority of people, blacks, who's trying to get reparations, think is a good idea. But obviously we all know that that's not the case. We need to put the information out there. Why
Yeah,
is
well, that's kind of
idea?
the point of what I said, reparations for all, right? That was the whole premise behind the title of the show tonight. Is to depower that through saying everybody's entitled to reparations. You know, and you warned me before the show. That's because I might piss some black people off.
Yeah,
right.
But
then Thomas O lays it out for us in factual form, logical form, historical form, as he does so well. And we try to bridge the gap through that information. That if the blacks in America are entitled to it because of slavery, then the whites of the barbarian slave trade and back in the day in Africa, that there were so many were enslaved, are entitled to it too. And then where do we start divvying that out? See, now the complication of the whole issue starts to really be resonated.
Now, is it first, considering the fact that everybody's been enslaved, and there was people that was enslaved way longer? I mean, not way longer, but before you, because we haven't, like, all that stuff. They're going to say you're going to have those people that's going to just not give a rat's ass, and you can't do nothing with them. It's just nothing we could do with them. But it will break the cycle, because that mentality would die with them, which is the point, right? It will die with them. It would not continue on, because you can't use that anymore. Got to find a way to change it up or whatever. They'll probably change the word, to try to bring the same old mentality thing back, because that's what they do. They use this double speak crap with everything. That's a great book that I'm trying to get my hands on. But it's better than what we've been doing, just trying to shovel it down their throats. And Sheriff of YouTube says, who the F thinks we got money saved up to pay people's we screwed over in the past? They imagine money comes from printers. So I'm laughing at that because that's exactly where money comes from. But
This weed stuff, man.
like, I
This weed
mean,
stuff. I'm
last time
saying
I
like we have to
checked,
go
that's
all the way
exactly what
back
they're
to the
doing.
old
But,
world.
okay,
Hold
he's
on.
got a point.
We gotta go back all the way back to the old world. See, again, that's just putting it into the American form. The whole point of like reparations for all means that you got to go all the way back to the beginning of it and find who originally started all this shit and get money from them. And that'd probably be back over in Africa, right? So we have to go all the way back to Africa to get money for everybody. You see that? See how that works? He gets that reference. But you see how that works? That's the point of putting out the thought experiment that is reparations for all, right? And that's how to me, at least in my twisted way of thinking, blows up the whole mechanism of reparations altogether. Like it's not supposed to be something where I say reparations for all. That's a joke, right? It's a play on words because the idea of reparations for all is just like reparations for none. So, okay, so if we all get them, then none of us get them because in the end, we'll just be paying ourselves. You pay him, just like that banking skit you threw up there earlier, Gary. It's the same concept. So we're really just we've been making each other's point all night.
Because now, like who pays the African part? Like who pays that? Us? Do we pay it? Because we the richest ones out there now, considering the fact that we got all this money now.
Wait a minute. Where do you see Sheriff of YouTube's comments? I don't see it at all.
That's on Rumble. That's on Rumble.
Oh, it's over on Rumble. Yes, right. He moved over. Hey, guy, how's it going over there on Rumble? By the way, man, thanks for being on Rumble, Sheriff. Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I had it blocked. I didn't even have my Rumble chat in my field of view. Now I do. Now that I know you're there, it's in my field of view. And Jacob Castro always holding it down on Rumble, man. Thank you so much.
Israel owes Egypt a bunch. No, Egypt owes Israel a bunch. I don't know. I think they got their reparations when they left Egypt, according to their book. They plundered the shit out of Egypt. They left with a lot of stuff, according to their book. But they got their fair share, I think. But
yeah, man, I tell you what, did I tell you this? Was I talking to you or Shelly about this? I went to, I think I was talking to you. I went and listened to, I know Ben Shapiro, controversial figure when it comes to politics and all that stuff. And you can say what you want to about him when it comes to that. But in terms of understanding Israel history and Judean history, the dude's a scholar in it, right? He's been learning it since he was a little boy, and he's been there many times, and he knows what he's talking about. I went and watched a 2-year-old video on him explaining the entire history of the conflict, right? How far back it goes, the land stuff, what it meant. That Palestine, even the word Palestine, there's never been a state of Palestine. There's never been anything like that. I learned a lot just from listening to him about that whole conflict, and I would encourage anybody who wants to really learn the lowdown on the history of it to go check out his video on it. Let me see if I can find the name of it. It was really good. He's smart. You can't deny the man's smart, and maybe a little bit misled in terms of politics, but
and in understanding culture. Oh God, he's a big miss on that one.
Well, he's got his thing, but he's still not stupid. Maybe he's just on his way to.
No, he's very intelligent. I love listening to him, but there are certain things I just can't listen to the man about because he thinks he's right, and I'm like, yeah, you're right for the wrong reasons. Like you're right, but you're not right.
We're not busting him down. I'll throw I'm gonna throw the link out over in Rumble. That's the link to his his breakdown of the here's the truth about the Israeli-Palestine conflict, a comprehensive history. It's actually very educational, and I think that anybody who wants to know more about it could enjoy that. And he doesn't inject any American politics into that, so it's very scholarly, a breakdown of it. I learned a lot of things I didn't know through that little essay he did there. And it could help you if you have some questions about that. And you can tell me whether or not he hits the mark. Sheriff says, I'm just living my best life without being around YouTubers. I don't want to watch anyone's videos, especially about what they think, since I already have my own thoughts on all this. You sure do. You sure do. Yeah, so I'm glad to see you over there on Rumble. Thanks for supporting over on Rumble, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, that I think that's pretty good as far as learning about that conflict and so on. Since it got brought up, I just wanted to throw that out there, a little sidetrack story about that. So yeah, Gary, we're coming up on the we got about maybe 10 minutes left. I know you said you wanted to keep it 2 hours tonight. I wanted to say that we'll keep going here, but I wanted to say that I have I'm not doing Winning Saturday Night this week, right? I'm taking a week off, and I'm just gonna do some stuff. I got some stuff to do here at home, and I figured I didn't have a guest lined up yet. It's getting to be that time of year where people are busy and make it a little bit tough to do that. But I'll try to make sure I have some good interviews coming up. But a week from this Saturday, I'm gonna do my first Winning Saturday Night Halloween party. All right, and you're invited, Gary. I hope you'll come. I hope you will come. And we're gonna have a full
I'm in
panel.
my feelings right now.
I know we'll figure that out. But yeah, and I actually got something for that here in a minute. But I just want to say that it's a come as you aren't party. So basically, come as your fit. And speaking of share YouTube's comments, come as your YouTuber of choice, right? So come as you can do it avatar style, or you can physically dress up like that YouTuber. But we're gonna kind of play like playing the characters this week. So if you have a favorite, and I've invited a slew of people to join the panel. We're gonna have a panel. I don't do panels too often, but I'm gonna do a panel and have a slew of people come up. Jacob, Pete, yeah. So we're gonna be sending out invites of people who are willing to come on panel and want to be part of it, that have been around and that we have been part of this whole journey this year. We're gonna have them up. Gary, if you're not there, it's gonna be you're not gonna see if anybody comes as Gary Lamb. That's all I can say. Because somebody can come as like Gary Lamb. You can come as me. You can come as T3. You can come as whoever you want to. If you just pick your favorite YouTuber, streaming personality, or whoever, someone people recognize, right? And then that's what it is. So that's what it's going to be about on October 28th, Saturday, October 28th, Winning Saturday Night. Just wanted to say that while we had a moment. But back to the topic. I see where Gary's been tonight and what he's talking about. And I think that, we talk about solutions. How can we get everybody on the same page? How can we get people off this harmful, divisive reparations narrative, right? And we said about reaching out and by connecting with them emotionally and letting them know that we're here for them in those moments where they and we understand their feelings. And I think Gary said it best when I guess this says it best, right? And this is what we need to do more of this.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh, it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Oh man, I totally screwed that up. That's not the one I wanted to play.
That was screwed up.
I played the wrong one. God bless.
It's all right. Ignore it. It was beautiful. Don't mess it up. Just leave it alone. Just leave it there. That was beautiful. It was everything I thought it would be. Actually, it really was. It did touch me a little bit. It did. Still mad at you, but it's cool.
Hey man, just remember, when you're ever in doubt, all right? Whenever you're in doubt, I forgot the freaking saying now. Dang it. My head. Sometimes
I don't want to scare anyone anyway. Wait a minute. I'm going as Lady Guinevere. No, that's not Guinevere. That's Godvia. Who's Godvia? Godavi? Good.
Godavita.
Godavita? Lady Godavita? Who the hell is that?
Take pride in East Side. That's what I meant to say. Just remember, take pride in East Side.
Demolition Man by the Police. Demolition Man. I love that movie. They got that for I think it's on Tubi right now. Demolition Man. I'm gonna watch that later on tonight. Godiva.
Godiva. Godiva, like Godiva chocolate.
Godiva. Good God. No, so if it's good, say good, not God. Godiva is what she said, not good Iva. It's Godiva.
Sheriff said
Yankee
that
lady
Gary has
on
better
a
things to do on
horse.
Halloween. Well, Halloween's on a Tuesday, so we're doing it on a Saturday. Sheriff.
Oh, she's no, we don't need. Listen, put some clothes on. Put your clothes back on. I think Godiva is a rapper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this person at all.
It's not set up.
The Boner King is back. Brutus, the barber, beefcake. Remember that? Remember him? Remember Brute Eye? I used to love me some Brute Eye. Yo, man, he had. I mean, the song was just was the top. Don't dun the sleeper. He got them in a sleeper hole. Oh. I don't know why he never really got big, but I thought he had a really good gimmick. All right, Ela, Ellie, Fant. We're gonna go with Fant. I'm terrible with names. Clash of Clans, stick his stick deep in Doc. Miss Stuffins. Huh? What? Mythology, she rode a horse naked. Oh, now I know who you're talking about. That horse. Yeah. What caused her to... What is that playing? I hear something playing. All right, Alex.
Okay. All right, just get that set up, making sure that it's at the right volume there. Get my helper in my ear to help me get that right. You know, I am producing a show at the same time. So I want to make sure that everything is just perfect. So, you know, as we do our outros here tonight, thank everybody for coming. What's this Iron Claw official trailer going on? Official trailer. I heard about that. I don't know what that is. Don't you have to give us a CGHHC. Please give us a little bit more. And who are you, by the way? Because I need to rumble names to YouTube names. But give us a little bit more information on that link. I don't know what that is. HD. Yep. Hey, we need to talk over the song, Gary. We can't just sit here and listen to it. Oh yeah, you got a little trailer on your channel there.
Spreading the bot video of the day.
Oh, is that the bot video of the day? That's got a lot of other stuff on their channel. 5 years of carrying this puppy in fun places. Where should I carry him next?
Message deleted. 18 followers.
Oh wait, no, 18 followers.
Well, they
I
have.
don't know. It is a gamer or something. Car with a handle.
I see.
Look at
I see
his
videos, but
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what video. The Ironclad.
it's a bot spreading bot video day. Okay, we'll take your word for that.
Well, he has 350 views on it, so obviously his technique works. Cool following, man. Thanks. Good luck. And then somebody else decided to drop a link on their stuff, saying register here. Okay. Yeah, this is the old school way of getting followers back in the day, before YouTube started cracking down on that shit and stopping it.
All right, man. Hey, Alex at 505, thanks for coming out and being a part of it. I hope you jump over to my channel sometime. Love to see you around. Jacob, as always, spamming. Nope, Jacob, you rock, my man. Look forward to seeing you soon. My next show is going to be on Sunday, Old School Watch Party Sundays. We're tackling Big Pharma this week. We're doing like a lot of health stuff over there, health awareness. We did some other like kind of like old school documentaries and stuff, but I think we're going to start like really kicking down the health scene over there. So we're going to be talking about the big pharma documentaries I have. One is back in the day, and one's a little bit more recently, from recent years. And it's eye-opening stuff. Like there's a lot of things in there people don't realize, or they do kind of realize, and this will just bring more emphasis to it, more background to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been coming to our watch party Sundays, Gary? I know I see you around sometimes.
I don't do any. That's family day.
Family day. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't do anybody's anything on Sundays.
Well, you know, you can always be the leader of the rewatch crew. That's always fun.
That is true.
Actually,
we had this conversation before the show. I am busy as hell, and it's like if I'm not, it's almost like this. If I'm not making a video on it, I really can't consume it. I gotta consume what I'm making videos on, right? Because I want to make sure what I'm doing is right and stuff like that. And I only get really family time to not, you know, be in that mode. So it's rare that I'm watching other people's videos. Not to say I don't watch them. I do. It's just when I get a chance to, like, it's not the same as just going in like I used to be. I wish I could, but it's not the same anymore. Like I really have to focus on what I'm doing, because a lot of people it's riding on me getting this work, doing this right. Like I got, you understand, man. I literally just got my freaking sea legs back today. You know what I mean? Like that being stuck and trying to make bread every single day on YouTube and or whatever, that was a living hell for me. A living hell. I can now do my thing again. So because of that, you know, a lot of things will clean up, and I'll get more back to who I really am, I should say. A lot of things will loosen up for me, because I couldn't, like, even if I picked up a video game, dude, that would be a ridiculous gesture to myself. Like I couldn't even enjoy video games, not even video games that when I'm on the toilet, because when I'm sitting here, I'm like, no, I could be listening to Time of Soul right now. No, I could be trying to figure out, you know, a skit, you know, saying something, you know, because that, and we're going to talk about this again on Wednesday with T3. Shout out Kelly. We're going to be talking about this on her show, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right, Shelly? Wednesday night. Right. We also have a show. We're having a show Saturday this week with Matters of Opinion, where we talk relationships and we talk about the issues that we have in between our male and female relationships and situations that we have there. Because, you know, that's another front, or should I say another veil that they use, you know, putting our differences against each other and making us freaking go crazy. 357 still. You know, I was going to say something to you earlier today, but T3 squirreled me out of it. She squirreled me half to death today. Like I was squirreling everywhere. But 357 Sig beats 9mm. Do you have videos to prove your case, sir? That's what I wanted to ask you, because I would love to see that comparison. How do you know 357 beats 9mm? Have you tried it? Because I would love to know.
357. I've been waiting for you to come back around. Have you not seen your idea come to fruition? I gotta play this for him. Hold on. We kill the music. Yeah, you did this, man. You did this. I'm getting ready to show you something that you did.
Oh crap! You're in trouble.
Yeah, you did this. Hold on. This is totally came out of his head, and I just went to his head and then my fingers, and then this happened.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
There you go, man. And by the way, that's Talking Trash and Truths. And
I think she's mad about that.
It's all right. I know how to make her happy. It's okay.
Did you hear that, T3? He knows how to make you happy. I hate you when and everything you stand for. Such a lie.
Now watch this. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to Talking Trash and Truths. Throw your link out there, Talking Trash and Truths. because she has a great morning show and she also has an afternoon show with Gary. And you're going to want to catch that. And you're going to want to be part of her channel as well, because she does great things over there. And in case you're not sure who she is, here you go.
Girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Yeah, listen up. Let me tell you about a girl from Jersey. She was looking so fine with her hips so curvy. I wanna over down and see side lights and a boardwalk fight at the end of the night. Hey, hold up, got a situation, got a condensation from the girl's gyration. She's hot like the girl next door with a tig gold bitties that I can't ignore.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
I'd be a boss, you'd be my muse.
So there you go. If that doesn't get you excited about the show, I don't know what will. All right, my man. It's been another great show. Damn good show.
Yeah.
Let's do the Hodge Twins ending.
We're going to do the Hodge Twins ending. What is
Yeah. That's a damn good show. Yeah, it's a
that? Oh, damn good show.
Yeah, it's a damn good show. All right. Well, guys, you know what we're doing. Gary Lamb, he's everywhere at all times, doing everything. You can catch him on his channel, on T3's channel, my channel. He's all over the place. Matters of Opinion. We got to get Matters of Opinion back on. I miss Matters of Opinion. I miss me some Wally and some Erica.
He'll be up there this Saturday.
All right. Well, maybe I'll pop in. You guys, if you guys have some kind of open panels or discussions and whatnot, maybe I can fly over there for a minute and say, hey, if you have me, sir.
I shall.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you to all the people on the rewatch crew who made it all the way to the end. And we will we'll see you next time. Gary, sir, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Until next time, guys, keep on winning.
It's time to take a stand and repair our history. Thomas Sowell has shown us the way. It's time to start winning reality. We've been divided for far too long. It's time to come together and be strong. We can learn from our mistakes and make a brighter future for everyone. We have the power to make a change. All it takes is courage and faith. So let's stand up for what's right.